We begin with a historic moment in Cuba. The U.S. and Cuban presidents meeting in Havana for the first time in 88 years. CCTV's Michael Voss is on the ground there. Michael, what can you tell us about these meetings?
Well, the White House are calling this an historic milestone in the process of normalization. And after the family sightseeing tour on Sunday evening, it was down to business for US President Barack Obama on Monday morning, with all the protocol that goes with an official state visit.
The American national anthem playing over Havana's Revolution Square, the center of power in communist Cuba. And with Che Guevara looking on, US President Barack Obama paid tribute to Jose Marti, the hero of Cuba's independence war against Spain. Then came the long-awaited meeting with Cuba's President Raul Castro, a critical moment that could determine how much further this new relationship can progress. After half a century of hostilities, there are many unresolved differences on both sides. Many wondered if this would end up as a tense encounter. The body language suggested otherwise. Their discussions lasted for more than an hour. Afterwards, both leaders spoke to the press. Both addressed the profound differences that remain over issues from human rights to the US trade embargo, but both agreed that engagement was the best way forward.
Hoy ratifico que debemos poner en práctica.
Today, I reaffirm that we should exercise the art of civilized coexistence, which involves accepting and respecting differences and preventing these from becoming the center of our relationship.
I guess ultimately what this comes down to, Andres, I have faith in people. I think that if you meet Cubans here and Cubans meet Americans and they're meeting and talking and interacting and doing business together and going to school together and learning from each other, then they'll recognize people are people. And in that context, I believe that change will occur.
President Obama is expected to expand on this theme in a keynote speech on Tuesday morning, outlining his vision for the future. It will be shown live here on Cuban television.
Crowds of cheering Cubans lined the streets as the US motorcade sped towards the next engagement, a business forum.
Thank you.
This brought together some of Cuba's new entrepreneurs and managers of state-run enterprises, along with US officials and business leaders. Obama spoke of the benefits of entrepreneurship to the Cuban economy and US interest in the market.
Mike, the final event of the evening was a state banquet hosted by Cuba's President Raul Castro, and where First Lady Michelle Obama joined her husband for the event. Mike.
Michael, these two countries have certainly had their differences, but there's one thing that brings them together, this love of baseball. We think of Louis Tiant and Tony Oliva, Tony Perez, all these great stars that have come to the United States from Cuba. Talk to me about baseball and how that's kind of, from a symbolic gesture, how that's being an important part of this visit.
Yes, the very fact that the final event of this tour is a baseball game between the U.S. national team and the Tampa Bay Rays, the first Major League Baseball team to come to Cuba in many years. President Obama will be there. We don't know whether he's going to throw the first pitch. It is an issue. It's a love of sport that both countries share, but it is also a very divisive issue at the moment, because under US law, Cuban players are not allowed to go straight to the US and enroll in the major leagues. They have to depart through a third country. At the same time, Cuba has to relax its rules to allow Cuban players to go to the US. This is something that the two countries are working very closely together on, and we're waiting to see if there is going to be a major breakthrough here.